What was that? Oh yeah. Don't pick up the habit. Find something positive to do. Go to the gym. Not just any gym. You need to work on your own anger about it, because you will feel angry. Not just with how the situation happened, but angry with yourself. Sign up for a combat sport. And if that ain't what you want to do, if that's just a little bit of the tip of the iceberg, if you're already doing one of those, find a hobby. If you like building things, build something. Do the things that you were doing before the things that you were doing before life came in, hit you below the belt, got you real, or the punch that you didn't see coming and it put you in your ass. Just remember, no matter how many times you get knocked down, how many times have you gotten up? Because we all been knocked down before in life. Even when you was younger, you've been knocked down before. You got up then, right? Yeah. This one might be a little tougher because as an adult, it's, you don't expect these type of things. Well, I mean, you can't prepare for the unexpected. You cannot. Because if it's unexpected, how do you prepare for something that's unexpected? You can't plan for it. Because like I said, if you knew the person that you was going to be today, if you knew this ahead of time, what would you do so different? How would that change? What could you do differently that would give you a better outcome in life? What exactly could you have done or said differently that would have changed that person's mind? Nothing. What? I mean, there will be something you could do, but in the process of trying to prevent the outcome that you see, you will in fact be the very one to enable or lead and pave the road to your very own destruction. Here you are, you want to avoid the pitfalls in life, but you don't see that you're digging the very ditch itself for you to fall in. The point is, now I'm not saying for you to walk around this in total, bliss where things will just go bad and you just try to sing it away and act like no worries in life. No, because you will worry. You go ahead and spend your life thinking that, oh, I got time. Oh, I could bounce back. You only can bounce back is only one of how disciplined you are. And you got to have the mindset for it. You got to be willing to do what's necessary to get ahead. You got to be willing to accept the part that you played in your very own misery. But let's face it, not everybody who comes along contributed to your misery. You allowed them to add to it. You knew you knew you shouldn't have done that. You knew you should have been doing this. So what I'm saying to you is that you can't sit around and think that you could point the finger about your wrongs and what everybody else has done and think you have done nothing. And yes, along the way, when you do decide to change your ways, the people that you meet along that path, when you try to get away from them, they're going to keep trying to come back and say, oh, you changed, trying to see where you went wrong. It's not that they miss you. It's not that. It's just that the benefit of you being around was great. And now that you pull that away from them, they're fiending for that same connection again. But you have to sever the connection. Especially when you know how the connection was built. Because it wasn't built on something positive at all. For some, they'll see it as a positive. Because they'll see it from their point of view as it was great because we was doing this or we were doing that. No, it wasn't great. It was great for them, but for you, you the one who was down on the inside. And anytime you try to express it, they didn't want to hear it. And even when setting up boundaries, especially if you're a person who's never done it before, people want to cross the boundaries, especially because they're so willing, used to it, that when you implement them, they feel like, oh, why are you doing this now? You ain't been doing this. No, it's something that you should have done from the get-go. But once again, when you don't actually love yourself enough or, have the self-respect for yourself, you'll allow anybody to do anything. Because if you look back on your own situations, for myself even included, the way I see it now, there's no way I would have allowed you to do any of this. There's no way that you will be allowed to do half of what you've done if I didn't allow you to. Because like I said, I learned this about almost 10 years ago. People treat you what you allow them to do, or what you tolerate is how they're going to, you allow it. You tolerate their behavior, they're going to keep doing it. It's the moment when you stop tolerating it, that's when they'll stop. And if they don't like it, the hell with them. Fuck them. Because all that talk about how they love you, got this, and that, and supportive. If they don't like it because you no longer allowing them to cross certain lines, you tell them, hey, this is as far as you go. If they don't like it, fuck them. Get rid of them and drop them. Just dead weight anyway. Especially when they see you where you going, and they see that you going somewhere, and they know it's going to happen. Of course they want to tag along, because you the one's going to get me out of my situation. You the one's going to get me out of my own pit. You going to help me climb out of my pit. But here's the thing, you ain't put them in their pit. When you met them, that they was already there. One thing I have learned in dealing with people are great at pulling the wool up over your eyes. Glitz, glamour, vacations, having fun. It's all great until you start trying to come down off of that thrill of that high again. And that's really what it is, that thrill, that rush of adrenaline that's kicking in. And then when it's no longer satisfying, you're looking at yourself and you start thinking, why do I feel like this? Why don't I feel the same rush as I did before? It's because it was never real to begin with. It was more like a void. It was something to fill the void, that emptiness. You're using it as a means to feel great. You're using it as a means to fill in what was missing. But that's where you're supposed to do that inner work. Because let's face it, when you are giving your all to somebody, you pour and pour, but then you start really seeing how it's not really going anywhere. You keep seeing them stumble and fall. Especially when the individual don't have the same things you're going through. Some people don't have children, some people just have themselves. And they can't even get out of their own way. you know, they want to constantly party. They think every day is a party. They think every day they supposed to be doing it in the latest trends, latest fad. It's annoying. Nobody want to be around that. Nobody wants to sit here and be part of the latest fashion trend all the time. Whatever's on this media, you trying to be that. Like this whole, we gotta get out of our own ways. This whole idea, all these movie stars, because yes, you might be a movie star in your own movie, but remember, that's your movie, not everybody else's. And sometimes in your own movie, you could be the producer, the director, but you play the supporting actor. It's okay to take the back burner, the backside at times. It's okay to be second or third. Learn to play the position at the best of your ability. Let's face it, all of us can't be number one. There's always going to be a number two or a number three. There's always a 4 and a 5. Doesn't mean you any less value, because you never know. You might be fifth in one area, you might be fifth place here, but in time you might get to shoot to your own position of first place and help others. I only say this is because I know when I was coming up in my own youth, there weren't many, there were few, but not many. Not many men who were willing to sit down and try to, tell me to do this way, go that way, or tell their own mistakes that they made. Like, nah, you don't want to do this. Because if you follow my path, you're going to end up like me. It was rare. And now it's becoming even more rare today. So I figured I might as well share what I've been through. Because somebody needs to hear it. They might not get this message today, might not get it tomorrow. It might be 2-3 years later, they finally receive this. But guess what? That might be the time that they actually need to hear this. So I'd rather tell it now, while I'm still breathing, than to wait. Because once we gone, everything about us goes with us. All of our ways. So how you choose to live them is up to you. What you do with it, still up to you. But on that note, be grateful, be thankful, be blessed, stay blessed. Try your best to stay stress-free. And if you can, maintain all the peace that you have acquired and keep that peace. I'll talk to y'all later.